Hey babies, how you guys doing today? I hope everybody had such a wonderful, lovely day. I hope everything worked out for you. I hope your day was so full of joy and laughter, and a lot of y'all got a lot of things that you have been asking for. Today, I want to talk about being airborne. Yes, airborne. Before we get started, remember on my channel, we spirit walk. We take our skin suits, we put them in the healing center so God can work on it and fix all of our ailments, everything that could be dealing with the flesh that we might be going through. Then we come over here and we are breath, we are spirit, and we are learning how to be air, how to be illumination, how to be feeling, how to be frequency. So it's a different lifestyle over here than it is on this side. So you have to balance your life out. You have to be spirit and be your natural flesh self. You have to learn how to use both if you want to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and feel no evil and climb your way up out this camp. You can't just rely on flesh, okay? I promise you that the information that I give you is going to be very useful. It's going to be very life-changing. So if you could take a little bit of time and just hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button only if you resonate with what I'm talking about. If you don't resonate with what I'm talking about, y'all can just skip me, go ahead on. But this is for the people that are really awake. So I really don't have to explain much. I can just go into what I'm trying to say and you all will understand because you're already there, but you're needing a boost and you need your eyes to be enlightened because you need to see like the God see. Like you need to see what God sees. You need to learn how to recognize your path. You got to be certain that you're on the right path and that you're not just following your intuition or you following somebody else's way. This is a journey for self. This is a self-knowledge journey. And that is what I teach on here, how to be self, the inward part of yourself. You know how to be the flesh. You got that down pat. That ain't working out for you. So now just journey with me for a little while. Give me a little bit of your time and let me explain what I mean by being airborne. Okay, when you are airborne, meaning you've worked on yourself. You've noticed that things ain't right. You know something is wrong. You know you missing something. A lot of you feel like you don't belong here. So you keep at it and keep at it and keep at it until you hit that little thing that you've been like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Y'all, that's all this channel is. Is a I knew it. I knew it went like that. I knew it. I knew it. So you are responsible for waking up your spiritual side because there is a responsibility inside of you that is called they, They. On my channel, words are alive. On my channel, nothing is dead. On my channel, we are in spirit. So in spirit, there is no such thing as a dead thing. Okay? Nothing is dead. Everything has life in it according to you. According to how you operate, according to how you're thinking, you activate things. So to be airborne, you hear from God. You hear from the past masters. You hear. You can go into realms and realms and realms, and you can still hear what was being preached long time ago. You can get ancient secrets. You can get ancient information because you have become a citizen. You have become a trusted citizen. You have become airborne. So all of your miracles and all of your blessings are going to be airborne. They're going to be invisible first, which everything is always a thought before it could become material. But there is a way to know how far you are on your spiritual journey, like what level you're at, what lane you in, like where are you on the spiritual chart. So when you're airborne, you see airy things, you see apparitions, you have lots of prophetic dreams, you see into other realms, you have visitations, because you are now connected with air, you're connected with the space, you are space born, by the way. So you are connected with everything when you become airborne. Okay, there are different levels to your spiritual walk, your spiritual knowledge. And today, I want to talk about being airborne, y'all. I'm stuck on being airborne because this is what I was studying last night. And the God in me really mirrored everything that I had been studying in one little setting. So to be airborne, you have the Lord of vastness. That is the Lord number 7. Yeah, he's the Lord of vastness. He's the Lord of space-time. He's the key to space. So today I met him. And how I met him was the word that I was studying last night was airborne. I was stuck on being airborne. When you're airborne, you're more light. Your light has taken over the dark, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to snuff this dark out, which is strife, anger, jealousy, whatever you call darkness or whatever you call a bondage, because that's what was kicked out of heaven, y'all. That's what's holding us back. So your job is to snuff that stuff out and convert it to the way you are. Convert it and make it loving. Convert all that negativity. Fight that negativity with everything in you and become God, because the reward is you get to walk with God. Like you and God work hand in hand. Like you are the only being on the earth that can do everything that God can do, and God wants to be you, and God wants you to be him. So you running the show. You running the show when you let him in. You become airborne. He can trust you. He can tell you anything and you will listen to him. You won't like argue with him. He can just come down and here and just talk to you, and you will enjoy him so much. Being airborne, knowing that you are more than flesh and bones. That is being airborne. When you're airborne, you can receive messages from on high. I mean, like really, really, really good messages. So today, I want to talk about airborne. I met airborne today. Remember, on my channel, words are alive. And you can say, I met the Lord 7. Because they are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the governors that God put inside of you. So that's why I said put that skin suit up. Because what I'm talking about, you got to use your imagination. You got to think airy. You got to think heavenly. You got to think upwardly. And you got to believe like a child would believe. Because this stuff, if you use your physical thinking, it's like, how in the world a number gonna be a lord? How is a number gonna be a governor? But that is what got you here. Your numbers, your birth numbers brought you here. Not 0, not 1, not 2, but 3 through 9. Those are the governors. And when you wake up, you wake them up. You're supposed to give them your eyes. They give you their eyes. Therefore, God is giving you his eye. and you're giving him yours, and you're seeing just like God is seeing. You're seeing how things move like God see. You could put things together like God see, and you can talk to God through the universe, and you can tell when God is around you. And y'all, it's happening all the time. It never ever stops. So last night I was digging into being airborne, because I am airborne. Like, I don't even feel comfortable saying that I'm a human anymore, because I know I'm more than that. I'm a spiritual being pretending to be human. You are too. You are more than flesh and blood. But to see these numbers transform and morph was a beautiful experience for me today. And so as I was studying airborne, right? And I learned that that was the Lord's 7. I was born January 26, 1976. So if no numbers repeat, and I don't count the 0, 1, and the 2, the Lords that govern me, that I have the strongest attributes is 6, 7, and 9. And 6, 7, and 9 really reveal themselves to me today as they are. But you have to have a spiritual mind to get it. So as I was studying being airborne, they started talking about the pineal gland, and they talked about how in the occult schools, the mystery schools, they was talking about how important your hands are, and they was talking about how man has a pine cone on the crown of his head. Life is poured into that pine cone. Like, if you can imagine it. And y'all, I have a pine cone tree right beside my house. I mean, I can step out my house and the pine cone tree is so big in my yard. And the way these pine cones look, it looks just like the one in the Secret Teachings book. Like, they're not real big and brown, but they some little green ones, and they grow on the tips of the tree. But they said you imagine the tree as if it has arms and those tips as fingers. And so the pine cones are on the tips of the tips of the trees limbs. So we as man have pine cone on our crown, and our pineal gland, they represent it, references the pine cone. And so what's happening is when you're airborne, you get like a elixir, sort of like a elixir. And the way I can explain this is I got experiences to explain this stuff. I had a dream where a light came into my room and it hit the wall. When it hit the wall, it began to draw the face of a man. Well, I was familiar with the face because it's the face of Jesus. So I went to the wall and I kissed the wall, because I've seen this light several times in my life and I've had experiences with this light. So I was thinking Jesus was coming to see me again. I was like, wow, like I'm grown, because I used to see him when I was a child, but he came to see me as I was grown. So after I kissed the wall and told him how much I love him, the light hit the ceiling. And when it hit the ceiling, a big hole opened up in my ceiling, and a hand, this is like the second time I've seen a hand with no body attached to it. But the second time I saw the hand, it came out of the heavens and it had a vase. It had a beautiful pearl, the prettiest pearl made vase, and they poured this substance out of heaven. And this substance, you could see it, but then you couldn't see it. It looked like water, but was it water? I don't know. But the water poured into my mouth and it filled me. And as I went on in my studies, I found out that wisdom is a substance. Wisdom, to some is poured, to some is measured. And I didn't know that wisdom has a sweet smell to it. Like, it has the sweetest scent to it. So the more wisdom you have, the sweeter you are. Your aroma just rise. Can you just imagine? Like, what do I smell like? But this airborne thing, y'all, it got me today. So I also this week made videos about the light and the dark, which I just talked about. Our job is to convert the dark into turn it into light. That is the reward. That's the race. That's the race. How many dark entities can you dispel in a lifetime? You know what I'm saying? So while we're sitting at Cracker Barrel eating, there is a couple right next to us, an older couple, and there was a gentleman of Japanese descent. He was in the Air Force, and he had on a hat that said airborne. Y'all know, time I seen that word airborne, I knew I was in for a teaching. Like, it was a teaching moment, because that is like God mirrors what you do to show you that he sees what you're doing, he appreciates what you're doing, and he even mirror to show you that you're on the right track, so you can stay on that track until he gets you on something else. So right now, mine been the pineal gland, and it's been airborne, and it's been the star, the silver star, because I keep seeing stars, and then I found out that we are stars. If you look up at the night sky, it represents us. The sky is the body. The star is what's talking. The star is what I'm telling you to be right now, spirit. So we are stars, and the heavenly stars look down at us, and they watch us in bunnies. They watch bunnies run around here and do all type of mess to us, y'all. So your job is, when you are defeating bondage, you are creating stones, and you do that through philosophy. And this philosophy is getting to know your dang on self, getting to these ancient texts. So you build your stones and you stack your stones. So it says that man is a star tied to a mountain. That's what it says in the emerald tablets, meaning just like Babel, they was building that tower to get up to heaven. We have to do the same thing, but we're not being forced, and we can't be mumbling and grumbling and complaining and have ill intentions while we're building our mountain. But that's the secret to getting out of hell. That's the secret to being airborne. That's the secret to seeing like nobody else see. That's the secret to seeing the world right in front of you, and you don't pay no attention to it. Now, think about this. I'm finna take you into a world that I was in, that nobody knew I was in but me. But I was being introduced to the numbers, the lords inside of me, but only I knew that. So looking at the man, and I see airborne on his hat, I know I'm getting a teaching. First of all, he was a veteran. Everybody know my Purple Heart thing with my daughter that passed. She showed me her through Purple Hearts, and Purple Heart represents veterans. So when I see a veteran, I know to pay attention. Something about to pop off when I run into a veteran, because it ain't every day I see a veteran and they wear something to show how decorated they are. So this man, he did the jumping, like the parachute jumping, and he flew the planes like he was a wild one, and he was excited talking about it. Him and his wife both work for the government, and both of them daredevils. When I tell you, she like speed and he like jumping out of stuff, it was so pleasant talking to them. But my focus was his hat. His hat was so decorated, y'all. So he had the silver star, he had the bronze star. So I asked him about, what's the difference in the silver and the bronze, and he was telling me that the silver star is the third highest honor you can get. And he always put himself in front of everybody. Like, he went above and beyond, so he got the silver star. So when I was looking at his silver star, I said, wow, because I got pictures of, I keep seeing the Silver Star Award everywhere. It's like not leaving me alone. So I said, okay, I was meant to see the Silver Star. And then I said, so what is the Bronze Star about? And all of a sudden, the message downloaded in me. The Bronze Star did good. The Bronze Star represents darkness. Okay, sorry, y'all. The penny, you know what I'm saying, how they did us with the penny. But we're going to use bronze for what the human mind use bronze for. So the bronze represents the darkness and the silver represents light. So the bronze got an award because he had an award, a Bronze Star. See, it was a star also. So you have a falling star and then you have a star. And all of that is us. Light and dark, because that's how it was on his hat. Silver, then bronze, right? So my mind started putting everything together. Okay, when you're airborne, that means you have conquered the dark part, that you so much light that your dark parts don't even affect you. Like, you got them things under control. Like, you can control yourself. You don't let yourself just be out here doing any and everything. Like, you really think before you act. You're very conscious and aware of your actions. So I started feeling proud to be around that man, because just because he had the Bronze Star and the Silver Star, God was telling me that he did it. Like, he did. Like, he's the Silver Star and he tamed the Bronze Star, and he had to tame it because he got an award. Like, the Bronze Star did good. So him, when he go, he's going to heaven, and his dark parts will not devour him, because the dark parts that we carry inside of us is our devourer. That's where we're going to be given over to. So them little nasty parts about yourself, you refuse to give them up. You creating monsters that will devour you in the end, and you are the lake of fire, because when you get up there, you get your real coat, and you are fire. You are all consuming fire. So it's not no lake that everybody gonna go in. It ain't no pot like everybody throwing somebody in a pot. No, you are the fire, and you are creating your own devourers. But looking at this man, God told me he defeated his devourers. Like, he's at peace. He's such a peaceful person, and you can tell he was such a peaceful person. So I said, wow, I'm in the presence of Lord Seven, the Lord of Vastness. He's airborne. He's the one that gives you all the blessings through the air. Do you know the air feeds you? The air gives you money. The air provides for you. The air makes sure you got a place to stay. Like, air has a serious job. Air whispers the heavenly things, the spiritual things. Air is what gives you the secrets. The ancient secrets is all through air, y'all. So chilling with this man, so I know that I bear the characteristics of the seven, and it's highly organized, and it is on an ordinary plane of development, being available for use on beings of the spiritual plane alone. Such energy is unthinkable and ordinary to man, and may be considered as the divine power. The same are as gods, and to the highest human types known to us, the great mental plane provides for us living things unknown to us in life. His hat was a living thing. The word airborne on his hat was a living thing. The Bronze Star and the Silver Star was a living thing. Y'all, I was jumping up and down because it was like making so much sense to me. So deep down inside, I was like, hello, Lord 7. Like, how are you? Like, I can see you. I see what you are. I understand what you are. Like, you are the airborne, right? So the 7 is the Lord of vastness, the master of space, and he has the key of times. So he's air out, just he's the king of all air, wind, anything air, y'all. You get your money on a card, right? That's air money. That's air money. Your money gets deposited through checks. That's air money. Think on that level, right? So I was also in the presence of Lord 6. Remember, my numbers are 6, 7, and 9. So the Lord 7 introduced me to space time. So I was on that realm where the airborne beings are, where objects are alive, where objects are explaining the meaning of life. Man, y'all, me seeing the silver star and the bronze star just made it make so much sense. Like, that man converted his dark into light, and his dark got rewarded. Like, his dark has a reward. His dark is an award. Who can say that their dark parts is an award to them, works for them, get along with them? That's what his hat was giving me vibes, y'all. So I met Lord number 6. He was introducing himself. All this happening at Cracker Barrel. Now, Lord 6, he is the Lord of light, the hidden pathway, and the path of the souls of the children of men. So you want to know if you on the right path. You want to know, did you just all of a sudden go in that place randomly? You want to know, am I doing good? Like, do God notice my improvement? Like, where am I on this path? Am I going in the right direction? Well, if you can't see what you do mirror in front of you, you got to work a little bit harder. Because let me tell y'all something. Remember, I was talking about the pine cone. How I was looking at the image in the secret teachings. They had the pine cones on the tip of the finger. And they were saying that the pine cone is in the crown of the head. And life is poured into the pine cone, right? The pine cone is a path. It's the path of life. The pine cone represents the pineal gland. The pine cone represents that substance that was poured into my mouth from the hole in the ceiling. The wisdom is the liquid that is rushing up all 33 vertebrae in your body, like it's shooting up through your spine, all the way up your spinal cord to your neck, to your head, and it's making you airborne. It's making you see beyond the shadows. It's making you be able to see what the shadows is. It's making you look through realms, look through dimensions. You got dimensions upon dimensions. So today, this is how Lord 6 introduced himself to me. After the man and the lady got up and left, and we all got through talking, and we were all talking about what we wanted to do in life, what was exciting about life, what you want to do before you leave here. And everybody had a bucket list. We was happy. We didn't even know these people, but God, the Spirit of God is so warm. But when they left, y'all tell me why. And I wish to God I could show y'all this picture. There was a big statue of a pine cone sitting right on the fireplace inside a Cracker Barrel next to these big, pretty, shiny leaves. There was this one pine cone sitting right there, right? It was a prop, a little decoration piece, but it was like, it was so big, I would have had to pick it up with both hands if I wanted it. It's like God wanted me to see that pine cone. So I'm putting all the pieces together, and I said, wow, my pineal gland is activated. Thank you, God, for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that that elixir that went in my mouth is what's in my spine, is raising up. I am on the airborne plane. I am in 5D. That's why stuff don't make sense to me no more, because I don't see the same. I don't think the same. And thinking about the pine cone tree in my yard, y'all. That's the tree of the gods. It's near the gods. It's near the blessed ones. It's near the priests. Y'all, I consider myself a high priestess. I do consider myself that. And I got a pine cone tree in my yard, and y'all tell me why my pine cone tree at the bottom of it got a fairy door at the bottom. I ain't never seen no fairies come out. But you can look at it. It doesn't have a doorknob on it. And it doesn't have a peephole. But it's a whole different type of wood than the pine tree. It look like some cherry oak wood. Like the tree was, the door is polished. It's real nice. And when I noticed it, I wanted to go get some stuff from Dollar Tree and put a little doorknob on there. Make it look like a little fairy door. Then my husband said, why you think it ain't no doorknob on there or nothing to make it look like it's a door? He said they might don't want nobody to know they live there. You might make them be hunted by something if you draw on their door. I said, oh wow, I don't want to be the reason why somebody know they there, so I left it alone. Then I started listening to Cryon. Do y'all know who Cryon is? Everybody go look into Cryon. Cryon was saying that a long time ago the fairies lived with us and that our government is well aware, and said if you live on a land with a fairy tree, you live in a governor's house, a president's house, somebody of high authority's house, a mayor's house, and you are considered high. You are considered blessed. Like if you got a fairy tree in your yard, the gods love you. They know they can show you stuff. You won't freak out about stuff. You're a trusted citizen. Because to them, you're an alien too. You know what I'm saying? So I look at this tree, y'all. This tree give me life. And to find out that this tree has the pine cones on top of it at that. So I'm sitting there saying, okay, this is Lord 6. He's the Lord of light. He's the one that illuminated everything for me to see. He illuminated Airborne. He illuminated the silver star and the bronze star. And he illuminated the pine cone. When I saw the pine cone, I knew exactly what that pine cone meant. I knew exactly what that pine cone represented. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that pine cone let me know, yeah, you're on the path. You have found the path of life. You have found the hidden path. Now look at these things that I just named on the hat. Those are hidden. You would consider those hidden because you would just look at this man hat and go on about your business, but you ain't understanding. The decorations on his hat is giving no message. The decorations on his hat mean something. You might look at that pine cone and never pay that pine cone no attention, but because I'm well aware of when I go into a building, the building is alive. To expect something amazing to happen, every building has a way of greeting me. So that pine cone was a big greet. It was a big hello. And y'all, the pine cone was sitting there eavesdropping on our conversation the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Things that you would not consider alive are alive because the word morph, the word transforms. The word is alive. Isn't pine cone a word? Well, isn't pine cone alive when it grow on the trees? Don't you have a pine cone in the crown? Life is poured into the pine cone. That's how you got into the body. See how important that pine cone was? And it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there for decoration. But me, I noticed it. So do you know at that point that pine cone was no longer just a piece sitting there? That pine cone was happy to see me. That pine cone was laughing. Like, yeah, I've been sitting here listening to y'all whole conversation. Like y'all have had me over here laughing, and I've been wanting to butt in, but you never did look back to see me, girl. I've been sitting here the whole time. So that is a hidden path. His hat is a hidden path. See that? Hidden knowledge. Now, had I not been studying the Emerald Tablets, had I not been studying the secret doctrines, the secret teachings, if I had not been studying, I would have been in Cracker Barrel and never would have paid that pine cone no attention. But that pine cone gave me life. That pine cone let me know, girl, your pineal gland booming, boo. You got the secret elixir, boo. You catch it on, boo. How you doing, boo? Welcome to Cracker Barrel. I'm happy to see you. Just little stuff like that. So imagine me having this experience and having to be quiet while everybody else is eating. I'm not there. You understand? See, this is how you get to travel into dimensions. At this time, I'm where they are, but I'm not where they are. And if I was to try to explain it to them, they'll look at me like, what? See, it takes a philosopher. It takes a metaphysical mind. It takes a mind that's not biased, a mind that's not judgmental, a mind that's not too grown, a mind that's teachable, a mind that is willing to empty itself out and admit that it knows nothing. Will you teach me and start over? Look at how much information I just gave you off of a conversation with the elder couple that I've never seen before, and look at what all I got out of that transaction. See, nobody else didn't get that. So guess what? I'm going through rejection right now with my heart. My doctors are afraid because they can't stop the rejection. I've been through test after test, procedure after procedure, but a heart transplant is difficult and it's not a lot of data on it. So there's no data for me to go to in order to know what to do to get rid of my rejection. I am the data. And my last name is Tally, by the way. My maiden name is Tally, by the way. So you know what tally means. You gather, you collect. So I think I'm the information, the data is that it's going to be used for the next person that come along with the heart transplant and they're having problem with the heart rejecting the body or the body rejecting the heart. So I don't mind because I'm already here and it seems like I'm first at everything, y'all. I'm the first child. I'm the first one to get married. I'm the first grandchild. I was born in January. I'm the first person to get a gastric sleeve with a heart transplant. I'm the first person with this issue that nobody else has that they can't get stuff through. But y'all, guess what? Look at me. Look at me. I'm not complaining. I'm not in any pain. I feel good inside my body. I have a good life, a happy life. I'm not being mistreated. And I watch my miracles and my blessings happen every day. And y'all know what my most favorite blessings are? When you don't gotta pay for nothing. When you trust and believe, if you follow God, don't bring your change purse. Don't bring anything to eat. You could bring you a little light jacket in case it get cool. But you ain't even gotta bring that. And watch how God move. Watch how God just move. So y'all, I want to tell y'all about my day. Like I met the Lord 9 today. And 9 is the Lord of it all. 9 is what brought us all there at the same time. Put us right next to each other at the table. Made sure our food came around the same time. Made sure we looked at each other and we struck a conversation. Made sure the pine cone was placed there. Made sure that man put his hat on that day, because he could have came in there without the hat. I never would have knew he was a veteran. You see, this is how you see your blessings coming. And I didn't know that I was getting a teaching today, which is a blessing, and I get to share it with you also. Never look at a person as just a regular hello. Never walk into a building and don't greet the building. Say hello to the building. Speak to everything on the wall inside yourself. You don't gotta say that. Silence is the key. You don't gotta talk. When you pray, don't talk. Hold it in. If you mad and you pray, let me tell you how you get God. Don't say nothing. Just say everything you need to say with your mouth closed, so you be like, and you make them feelings well up. Don't tears come out of your eye. You saying, I'm tired. I'm sick of this. I won't change. Don't say that mess out loud. Do not say it out loud, because when you say it out loud, you're not talking to God. God is not out here. He's in here. And when you say it out loud, everything heal you. So it's like my mama said, oh, Lord, I want to marry me a preacher. I want somebody to love me and be so crazy about me. She should, wow, she said she dead and gone, Lord rest her soul. But everything in my life is a lesson, y'all. I pay attention to everything. Yes, she did get her a young man. Yes, he was nice looking. Yes, he was a preacher. But he was the crickedest preacher, and he was sleeping with a man or men. Y'all, I tried everything I could do to get that man out my mama life. Like, I know my spiritual business, right? So I knew he was dipping around with men on my mama. I knew he was getting up in that pulpit just lying. So I went over there one day, like my mama, she was like in the living room sleep. She had a sleeping disorder where she used to just fall asleep anytime. Y'all, I had brought holy oil with me that I had been praying over for 3 days. I took that holy oil and I went in his closet, y'all, and I put it on my hands, and I was just like this, barely touching stuff, because I didn't want him to see oil marks. I didn't want him to see crosses in there. But I was like, you going to get out of here, devil. You going to get away from my mama. You going to stop with your trickery, and you getting out of here. Do y'all know that man, that night when that man came home, him and my mama got into it. My mama called me and said, Tasha, me and I ain't gonna call his name, said we all here arguing. Said you did something to his clothes. You did something to his shoe. Did you do anything to this man's stuff? I said, Mama, what can I do to his stuff? What stuff? What he talking about? Tell me darkness ain't alive in people, and them demons don't know light when they freaking see light. So he said when he put his shoes on, his feet burned. Like his feet were burning up under his shoe, y'all, because I was praying over those shoes, y'all. I was touching the inside of those shoes. You walk out of here just like you walked in here, you gonna walk your butt up out of here. Y'all, the devil love his people too. Remember that when you in a spiritual battle with a demon. So, after I denied everything, they couldn't prove it. He knew it though. He knew it every time he came around me. He said, you think you can get rid of me? I'm not going nowhere. You think I don't know you did something to my clothes? He was like, I could see just like you could see. He told me. I said, oh, okay. And I'm saying to myself, well, if you could see me and I could see you, then it's on, bitch. Because you getting out of my mama's life. You leaving here. So, y'all, I tried him again, right? He got missing one night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. My mom called me. I go over there. Don't nobody know where he is. About 4 o'clock in the morning, this mother just ran in my mama's house with no clothes on. Nothing but his freaking underwear. Don't know where he been. No socks on. No t-shirt. Y'all, I could tell this story now because my mama is not here, and everything is a learning moment. So y'all, I'm going to be sharing a lot of my life with y'all because I pay attention to the people that come into my life. I don't just accept people because they got a smile on their face. I'm a spiritual being. I was born with a veil over my eye. I earned this right with this gift. I use this gift, baby. I don't play. So when he did that, he couldn't explain what he was. He was being mean to my mom. You walking in the house at 4 o'clock in the morning, you been gone all night. You ain't even got a shoe on your feet. You ain't got no sock. Y'all, I'm not lying. This happened for real. The man came in the house in his underwear. So I said, okay, his lover must be downstairs, next door, somewhere in this facility where he thought my mama was gonna be asleep. He could ease back in here. But what would make you go outside naked like that? Like, he had to be close by, right? So I did it again. I went over there. My mama was asleep again. She always fall asleep. This time I amped up my prayer oil. Like, I prayed over that thing for 7 days. I needed a completion. 3 days wasn't enough. I would focus on him walking out, losing interest, going on about his business, my mama life being better for her. Like, I wasn't wishing no harm on nobody. But you know, people lose interest and they just move on, right? So I go over there. I put the oil on my hand again, y'all, and I'm touching. I take her sheet off, and I'm touching his side of the bed. I'm just praying that his sleep be uncomfortable. He don't get no rest. He had nightmares about how he treat my mama. God show him my mama light. God show him how much my mama mean to him. He don't get to abuse my mama. Keep playing with my mama. Then keep playing with that word, there in that pulpit, knowing he mistreat my mama so bad. Then I lift up his mattress, y'all, and I pour oil on his mattress. Like, I do it again. I rub it this time. I go in circles. He taking my mom in circles, so I won't take his ass through circles. So I come out of there. I come back over there, y'all. Like 3 days later, I try to play dumb. You know what I'm saying? I go in their room. This joker done wrote me a big old, he put a note on the wall so big and tell me, I know you did something to my bed. He said I had a hard time sleeping. And the spirits told me you did something to this bed. He said, what I'm going to tell you right now, I built a drum to put 1,000,000 demons in it, and you in my drum. Y'all, I started laughing so hard because I said, this joker ain't got a clue. It ain't a drum big enough to hold me. That what he don't understand. My word work like how I say it work. You might got your counteract in words, but I got my counteract in words. It ain't a drum big enough to put me in, baby. I'm too much light. You can't even stand in front of me. So I tried my best to get rid of this man. Y'all, I called cheaters. I said, it's a preacher. He a preacher. He young. You know what I'm saying? He married to my mom. He sleeping with me. He decent. He that. Because I had done found out where he was going. Y'all, I was done turned dark. See how dark jump from one entity to another one? I wasn't trusting God. He wasn't moving fast enough. So I was trying to do it on my own. Y'all, when I tell y'all, the devil protect his people too. It's a battle. Y'all, cheaters wouldn't even take my story. They wouldn't even answer my phone call. I would call them, leaving messages on their phone every day. Nothing I did could get rid of this guy. Nothing. My mom ended up dying. That's how he ended up going away. And that's so sad, ain't my mom ended up dying, and that's how we end up getting rid of him. And then the Joe gonna have nerve to Facebook me one day and say, can we go have lunch? I really miss being around y'all. Dude, don't play with me. Me and you don't mix. Don't play with me. What you want to have dinner with me for? What you got planned for me? I don't go to the devil's house when he invite me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a burglar. I sneak in. I ain't gonna go in there gun hole. He's blazing. No, I like to sneak attack. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta get that way. I keep my spirit right. I keep myself from getting all upset. I keep everything on the steady flow. And then my intent don't be to hurt, but to help. And I just wanted him to just lose interest, just be with your man, decide, you know what, I'm gay. I can't fight it no more. I just want to be with my man. That's what I was hoping for. Not no nothing evil, nothing attacking him or nothing like that. No, I was just trying to remove him and let him go be what he really, really was, y'all. But the devil protect his people too, and I ended up losing my mother. But we did get rid of him. It's sad we had to lose my mom to get rid of him, but it's okay. My mama is airborne. See, when you're airborne, you can communicate. Y'all, I talk to my mama all the time. I see my mama a lot. Sometimes we go out to eat. We go to our favorite place. Sometimes we ride the MARTA bus like back in the day. Sometimes we sit on the couch and just watch TV when I'm going through it. She'll let me lay my head on her lap and she'll just rub my hair. We won't talk. Then I'll wake up like, you want this because you want to connect. You want to be airborne. You don't want to be earthbound. You don't want to be flesh all the time. You want to be airborne. So today, I want to tell y'all, look up. Lift your thoughts up. When you have negative thoughts, think airborne. Throw them in the air. Give them to God. Thoughts come from the air. You pick up thoughts that's floating around. You know what I'm saying? You airborne. So just throw that mess up to God and say, God, work on it. It can't come back unless it's right. And don't pick it up when it come back. When it come back, say, liar, get away from me. Devil, get behind me, Satan. Why are you bothering me? We not even on that over here no more. That is so old. That was so yesterday. You still stuck on that? You ain't got nothing else better. You got to talk and say, why do you keep coming here? It's nothing but light here. You can't do any damage here. If you keep coming here, you're going to be light. You keep coming here, I'm going to make you be what I am. You keep coming here, I'm going to make you loving. I'm going to make you forgiving. I'm going to make you sorrowful. I'm going to make you regretful. I'm going to make you beg and grovel to be in my life. I'm going to make you grovel and beg. You better go. Negativity, thought, negativity, whatever is created. Because y'all know when people think negative, they create beings. They create little monsters, create little demons. So you got to protect yourself with words of power. Surround yourself with words of power. In case somebody throwing them little demon words at you, your words of power already. Y'all wasting y'all time over here. Like, really? Like, I tell people they think I'm funny. Since I know everything is alive. I am everything. Everything is me. I have every metal in my body, every mineral in my body that the earth has. I will not be disrespected by a mineral, a metal. Anything in this earth that I'm made of is not going to disrespect me and come against me. I said, I know metal so well. I am so friendly with metal because I respect the game. It's an elemental. Look, if a bullet try to come at me, you try to shoot me, that bullet gonna say, you crazy? Do you see who you trying to shoot? Oh hell no. Dude, I'll shoot you before I shoot her. I will jam that gun up and back in your face before I come after her. You got to be crazy. So something to happen where I won't taste that bullet and that bullet see me, that bullet respect me, that bullet will love me. The bullet say no, because guess what? I have metal on me all the time. Metal did this. Metal did that. Metal did this. Metal did that. Metal did all of this. Metal. So, do I want to be an enemy to Metal? No, Metal, you've been so kind to me. Why would you come against me when you've been saving my life? You've been a part of this whole thing. Don't turn against me now because somebody else trying to make you turn against me. See, this is how I'm looking at everything because I know I'm not just a flesh and bone. It's another world out there. So you got to get to know them. You need friends. Like everybody say, get you a rich friend. You need a rich friend. You need a mighty powerful friend. Guess what? That pine cone was being a friend to me. That hat was being a friend to me. That silver star was being a friend to me. That bronze star was being a friend to me. They were introducing me to 6, 7, and 9, which are my characteristics. They're my character traits. That's who I am. Like, they are the main ones that govern me. What you see is the Lord, 6, 7, and 9 working through me. I have all the other ones in me too, but those are like the ones that led me to life. Numbers that lead you to life. The immortality tell you to go to them, talk to them. What in the world could be a number that leads you to life? It gotta be your birthday. Where else would you get the numbers from to govern you? It's not your social security number that didn't lead you to life. What led you to life is the date that was recorded when you hit this earth. Those numbers got you here. Those numbers made sure you got here. And those numbers instill something in you that's mighty and great. I love you guys. I'm going to get off of here because my nose getting stopped up. And it's late and I don't want to keep y'all. But I just want to explain to you being airborne. Like, I met Airborne today. Airborne spent time with me. And the pine cone spent time with me. The bronze star and the silver star. Y'all, I was so proud of that bronze star. Because I'm like, you got rewarded. Like, you turned to light. You converted. Like, you're happy now, aren't you? Like, you got recognized for you being dark, and you turned it to light. Even though you bronze, everything about you say you loving, you good, you sweet, you heaven bound, you are in agreement with the rest of the whole. You're in harmony with God. Boom. You got redeemed. That's what that bronze star said to me. Y'all see these little objects? What all they did today? Just a simple little visit. And that hyped me up for today. So while I'm hyped up, and while I was in that realm, guess what was happening? My spirit was being crystallized. The actions that I'm taking, I'm creating a being. I'm creating who I am. I'm creating who I want to be. So this person has to deliver to me what I am, because this is what I do. I'm not out here raising hell, shooting people, creating demons. I'm creating light beings, light bearers. So while my mind is in that state, guess what? Rejection is being worked on. Because guess what? My bodysuit will. So soon, and I believe it's going to be this time, when I go, they're going to say, there's no more rejection. Ain't no more rejection. What happened to the rejection? Because y'all, I'm looking at this rejection as a shield. As if it's not letting anything touch me. They're looking at it as if your body and this heart is warring with each other. But y'all, they not. They love each other. They get along good. But it's some things that my light just ain't gonna go for. And I'm getting my light body. I'm in my God mind. So things gotta be shook up, shaken, turned around, switched around, transformed, molded, sculpted. You know what I'm saying? Smoothed out, refined. And that's me. And I want to say thank you, Lord, for considering me. But I had a good time today playing with spirit and meeting those lovely people. And I pray to God bless their health, bless them with longer life, and let them do some of them things they were talking about doing, man. And I want to be an old couple with my husband, too. Like, I want years like that too, man. And they look like they get along. They just were laughing and playing with each other. Man. And I met Airborne. I know what Airborne is. Airborne came to me today. So think high, y'all. Get your wings. Think high. love you. Later, my airborne kinsmen.